Hello everyone and welcome back to part 8 of our MotoGP 25 Let's Play. Yes, we'll return this weekend here for, I believe, the Italian Grand Prix at Mugello. Of course, if you missed out on the video that went live yesterday, I would highly recommend going back and checking it out. We've been getting into the swing of things. We've been getting some good points on the board in the recent races, but back inside the top 10 in the Moto3 class there. It is still Adrian Fernandez with a 52-point buffer at the top of the table, ahead of Tyre Rosato and Rueda there. In the Moto2 class, you can see Tony Arbolino back on top, ahead of Daniel Holgado and Celestino Vietti in P3 there. And in MotoGP, Ayagura still leading the way, 13 now clear of Jack Miller. Bastianini in P3 still, just ahead of Vinales and Jorge Martin as well. You guys have been commenting saying apparently this series looks a little bit cursed at the moment, but it's always quite good fun to kind of see what the game is simulating behind the scenes as well. Of course, if you're new, please do make sure you leave a like, get yourself subscribed to the channel. We are trying to hit 4K subs at the moment as well. But yeah, without further ado then, let's see if we can score points 3 weekends in a row.
Hello from the Italian circuit of Mugello. We're live for the second practice session in the Moto3 class. Only the first 14 riders in the combined standings will go directly to Q2. All the others will have to fight for the 4 remaining places in Q1.
Well, between Aragon, Silverstone, and of course now here back at Mugello, we've come to some really long venues inside MotoGP in the last couple of weekends. This place, though, of course, only hosting one Formula 1 Grand Prix, but what a race it was. Picturesque set in the Italian foothills, and looks absolutely fantastic as well. Easily one of the best circuits, I think, on the MotoGP calendar. It just is such a good flowing circuit, and it seems to be even better kind of for that on motorbikes. It's time for Rosato out the pit lane. Hopefully he's not going to hold me up. I mean, it's these corners that are so scary inside this game. Oh, no, there you go. That's exactly why. Maybe got a little bit optimistic there, trying to get on the throttle. It has been a few days since I last played the game, so I might just have to try and get my eye in a little bit more, obviously, on our return. The sun is shining here on Friday afternoon as well at Mugello. That's not meant to carry on, though, into Saturday. We're meant to see rain on Saturday before it all dries up again on Sunday afternoon. So, yeah, just going to have to be really careful, and hopefully we can immediately make Q2. Top times then coming in at a kind of high 156s at the moment. We're less than a second away from that. But admittedly, we are only halfway around the lap. And I mean, just trying to get it all hooked up through these corners is super scary there. Clearly the game, whoa, will allow you to kind of get away with that a little bit, but not a huge amount of rear locking into the very next corner. Straight over the handlebars and another nasty accident. Luckily, this is just a game, so I can get back up and keep going. Third time's the charm then, to try and hopefully get a lap on the board as we make our way in towards the final corner. This circuit as well is definitely a bit of a tyre shredder. Now, like I said, obviously all those long flowing corners, quite a lot of camber around this venue as well. But on the run then back towards the start-finish line, looking to hopefully be in the high 156s. We're going to be just over a second away from that, right at the rear of the field. But there's plenty more time to find. There we go then, this is going to see a big improvement to hopefully try and put us up towards the sharp end then. We will go only 20 seconds, 6/10 off pole, or fastest so far in free practice, is only good enough for 20 seconds. As apparently that Brembo sign is invisible then. That was good to know. That's not so good though. Yellow flag's lap had already been ruined. I'm going to try and do what seems to be working for me quite a few times this year, of effectively attempting a qualifying run right at the end of practice here. I do quite like the way the system works in MotoGP. I don't think it would work in Formula 1, to be honest, just because kind of the pace is, you know, it is far more kind of car dependent than anything else. But yeah, I think it does work really nicely in MotoGP. I think it would work in Formula 1 if, like, you did it in Free Practice 3. But ultimately, yeah, it would need to be revised and tweaked quite a bit. Anyway, immediately finding half a second through the first couple of corners, that's what I like to see. This might have actually been a bit of a mistake here. The tyres, the softs, fall off so unbelievably quickly around this venue that there's just not a lot I can do with them at the moment. We're a lap and a half in. There's not enough time left in free practice, and I mean, those rear tyres are red hot and have already lost half the wear in a lap. There we go then, Ruida fastest at the end of practice ahead of Yamanaka there, and local hero Stefano Neppa running up in P3. We will end up 24th at the end of free practice, sorry. But with wet weather in qualifying, we might be starting this one from the very back.
We're moving to the live feed on the starting grid where everything is now ready for the start of the race. The weather is clear and temperatures are far from extreme. However, tyre wear will play a very important factor in today's race. That's why lots of riders have been using medium tyres in the front and rear.
Well, here we are then down on the grid, ready for the race here from Mugello. And yeah, tyre wear is going to be a really, really big factor today. Not too sure why Kyle Busch is my engineer in this. Kyle Busch has clearly gone bold and has decided to become a MotoGP 3 engineer, but I guess that's helpful for us. I'm sure he'll tell me to be super aggressive.
The Italian Grand Prix here at Mugello, just a few moments away now. And very soon we'll see the riders powering down to the San Donato corner.
Right, remember my clutch pedal ready for the start of this one, but 10 red lights on the grid. It's going to be lights out, and away we go then here from Mugello. Try and see if we can make up a couple of spots in turn one. Oh, a lot of riders very slow in towards that first corner. We're trying to thread the needle through. Again, a few places there. I'm going to get a warning and be put under investigation, I believe, for that incident down in towards turn one. Just can't be trying to look around the outside of a few more. I mean, we're almost coming to the points already. Absolutely fantastic start then here. And hopefully we're not going to get a penalty. Yeah, we only get a warning for irresponsible driving there. It's, oh, a big dive bomb coming in. And that rider's completely taken us out. Some of you guys have commented saying the Moto2 and the MotoGP riders are meant to be a whole lot better. But, I mean, look at that. Out of nowhere. Just diving it into the corner. We'll try and give it a boot full of welly. Just to make sure we stay ahead of them that time round. But every single time on this game, they seem to be absolute maniacs in towards the first couple of corners. We did get a good battle at Silverstone on lap one, but it seems like more often than not, you're either avoiding them or getting taken out by them. There's a bump there before you head into the Arabiatas that is always trying to kind of throw the bike out from underneath you. There's a big slide as well on the exit. We'll just about gather that one up. Yeah, we are just outside the points then on this opening lap, but we haven't done too bad a job. We've got a new championship objective of being ahead of I can't remember what their full name was, but yeah, they're clearly just a few spots up in front. I think they came into this weekend with like a 2-point lead over me, so they must be running kind of like 11th or 12th early on here, but yeah, definitely just trying to get the muscle memory back in. Do not use those curbs on the entry to corners. That's a very easy way just to immediately come off your bike. As this is the great thing about Mugello, where so many of the corners are long and flowing, that you really can try some different lines. What I have learnt, though, is that corner's track limits are ridiculously strict. No room to run wide on the exit. So before we even get to the end of lap one, we've already got 2 warnings on the board. That is not ideal there. So a little bit wide through the final corner. We'll keep the foot to the floor and we'll somehow survive and get a little bit of a push. Our way then towards the end of lap 2. You can definitely still see a lot of riders battling just in front of us. Angel Paqueras has gone though. Absolutely no competition for one of my least favourite riders so far this season. He might be a wonderful human in real life, but inside this game, he is an absolute menace to try and battle against here. But as we try and round our way through the final corner, see plenty of riders 2 and 3 wide through that final turn. So we've got to try and put the power down. We've got to try and get the run back in towards turn one here. We seem to be fairly confident on the brakes in towards that first corner. There's only half a second away from Paqueras' best lap, so I don't think we're slow here today. It's just been that, yeah, the AI again in practice very, very tightly bunched up. Oh no! I think that was a contact with our teammate perhaps down in towards turn one. Not entirely sure. Yep, Detweiler's gone, and well, that was just a little bit of kind of ricocheting between various riders, and again we're getting dive bombed into the next corner. No idea who that is that keeps trying it, but every time it doesn't work. Oh, we've got another one gone. We've got another rider gone. 2 more riders gone. As we might get a warning for cutting the corner there. We might just have got away with that one. But straight up into the points, as there is my big rival just a couple of riders in front. We'll try and do the old underneath through that hairpin there, see if we can get a run. There he is in P11. So we try and really throw the bike through that final chicane there. Got to be so careful, like I said, with track limits. We have done a very good job in kind of the recovery ride so far. So there you go, another dive bomb coming in. We will spot that one though. I don't mind like when the AI have a look down the inside, but it's when you're already going into an apex and they're carrying like 20 miles an hour more speed. It's like going up against 25 motorbike versions of Max Verstappen. Whether that exists or not, someone I'm sure can tell me down in the comments below. But can we have a look then to the outside, get the work done in towards one. Late on the brakes there, just to like get it slowed down, and that was a beautiful move, if I do say so myself. Now we just got to hope that we don't get dive bombed again. Oh, we do. We just get moved out a little bit, and our rival will hang on. Like I said, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. He might have a brother inside this series as well. I can't quite remember for sure, but either way, come on, we need to focus up, hit our lines. The only other thing we have got to be really careful about is, of course, looking after those tyres towards the enders. Look at that, somehow down the middle, trying to move our way through, and, well, I think a top 10 is going to be impossible here, just because that gap keeps opening up. So, again, whatever I can do, the AI, I'm more than happy to return it. It is great fun. Like I said, most of the time it's fantastic. You just get those occasional ones. They got no idea what the AI is really trying to do against you. But anyway, we are now up into the positive against the 83 rider. It's the 21 versus the 82 and the 83 right now. Hoping we can put a bit of distance for ourselves down at turn 1. But I can't imagine it'll be long before they're trying to dive bomb me again. Well, I think Car might have come off at some point then. Stefano Neppa has found his way back through. We saw yellow flags out at the end of last lap. But I don't think he's anywhere to be seen anymore. And looks like we might take 3 points out of him in the championship as well. So no idea what happened to him. I think it was through the S's last lap. I'm guessing either had a little bit of contact with someone else or just made a bit of a mistake there. But either way, very disappointing for him late on in the day. But Mugello, as always, really does deliver in MotoGP. As can we try and go the long way around? They're all getting right up over the curbing as well. This corner, I just had no confidence on the brakes all day long. You can see the AI are really trying to use that. Making our way then down in towards the final couple of corners though. We've got yellows again. Is that a rider in front of us? Yes, it is at the very last corner. Looks like that'll be Almanza, I believe. David Almanza off his bike then. So as we make a run back towards the line, we are mighty tight on fuel. We haven't got enough. No, we've run out of fuel on the run to the line. We're going to get hit by a load of riders. And what looked like points disappears at the line.
As the Moto3 riders do their cool-down lap, let's take a look at the final results of the race we've just seen.
Well, there we are then. Angel Baqueras will take the win in dominant fashion ahead of David Munoz there. Ruida in P3 ahead of Adrian Fernandez with Tayo Furusato in your top 5 there. So 4 Spaniards making up your top 4. Foggia, Kelso, Bowsry, Batelli and Stefano Neppa will round out the top 10. But I cannot believe we ran out of fuel right at the end of that one. I could hear there was like some weird noise coming from the game, but just never really connected the dots on what happened there. We did still beat out Carraro and Alvaro Carpe. So yeah, that of course is our rival at the moment, with Riccardo Rossi, Quilles, Yamanaka and Detweiler all failing to see the checkered flag as well. But such a disappointing end to the race then. Not really what we wanted to finish off there. Thank you all so much for watching nonetheless though. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure to leave a like, get yourself subscribed. Fernandez, you can still see leading the championship. We will lose a place to both Carpe and Ralston. And then in the team standings, we are still in P8 right now. But yeah, that's going to do us for this one though. And we'll be back very soon. No idea where we're heading next.